What's going on, everybody? Welcome for the first time. We're back to another Dljworks video. I'm just experimenting with intros here, so don't mind me. I'm having a little bit of fun tonight. It's been a good day today. What we're going to talk about, though, right now at this moment is we're going to discuss the difference between Vimeo OTT and UScreen from a developer designer perspective based on my experience with both of these platforms. Stick around for it right after the intro. All right, so you see my screen, you see the Google Slides distinction here, the colored squares here as we speak. And I'm gonna be honest with you, just giving you the end from the beginning. It looks like UScreen is probably going to be your better choice, but that's not to discount, because most of my videos that I've done on my channel has been pretty much basically all about Vimeo OTT, because I have probably deeper experience than I ever thought I would get with the streaming platform, just working with Vimeo OTT. But I recently started working with UScreen, working with a client here that's allowed me the blessing of actually being able to experience and see what this platform is like. And I gotta say, I'm really enjoying using it. I'm really enjoying creating on it, making edits, being able to utilize my CSS powers and that sort of thing. CSS is one of my favorite, I don't really want to call it languages, I guess, because you have those purists out there, those programming purists. It's not really a real programming language. It's a scripting language. It's a style sheet language. We'll just say it like that. Anyway, I love CSS for what you can do in it. Boosted up, beefed up with some jQuery and JavaScript anyway, but that is besides the point. But in any case, though, let's jump right into this, the differences. Now, I present these differences, like I said, based on my experience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about each one, and then I'm going to go to the actual platform and give you an actual visual for each of these points. So Vimeo OTT has about 5 themes. So if I go to Vimeo OTT right now, go to manage, where are we at? Theme editor. Go to theme editor. Let's look at the number of, I'm not going to edit a theme right now. So let's look at the number of themes that we have here. All right. So in Vimeo OTT, and I'm going to move my little screen here. We have about 5 themes that you can edit. And if you go, you have to visit my other video where I go in depth talking about what each and every theme, what you can actually do with each one, and what the purpose of each one is based on my actual design experience, and comparing it with the likes of how Hulu and Netflix, how they conduct themselves, the big wigs, you know, and to give you guidance on that. So you see you have 5 themes here. But if we go to UScreen here, which I also have an account here as well for the purpose of this training, if we go to customization and we look at the number of themes here, we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 10 themes. I was wrong. I said 8, but it's 10 themes. So I was going off of memory with that, because I thought just from a bird's eye view it was 8, but it has 10 themes. So it literally has double the number of themes that Vimeo OTT has. All right. So that also right now it's just leading in terms of number of themes that you can actually utilize and pick from with UScreen. Okay. Now let's go to the next bullet point. Process is more experimental, evoking a where do I go next multi-path, whereas with UScreen the process is straight line, meaning configuration is more organized and linear. What do I even mean by process? Well, from the time that you want to start configuring your platform, all right, the time that you want to start configuring your platform, let's go back home here. Okay, you see how the navigation is up here in a it's in a horizontal linear fashion, but really people aren't really trying to figure out what's the first step they're going to do from a horizontal like place. So here you get, if you were a new user, you just be clicking on things and trying to figure out where do you go to first. Okay, do you go to videos? Do you go to extras, live events, collections and categories, products, all promotions? Like what are you doing here? Okay, so you can I call it multi-path, because you can literally kind of click over. You can go to manage and think that, oh, I'm supposed to edit my website first and get that cracking. But no, that's not what it is. All right. But literally, if you come here the first link that you should get onto is actually go to videos and actually start uploading content, because contrary to what the user doesn't know is that without actually having content uploaded on your Vimeo OTT platform, you can't really do anything in terms of editing a theme. So you have to have content uploaded first before you can access these other menu items. So a lot of people don't know that until you actually start experimenting and you run into that brick wall. So it does have this, I don't want to use the word convoluted, because it's a clean interface. All right. It's still very clean, but it still leaves the user with the like, where do I go to next? What am I supposed to do here? What's going on right now? And that's going to be a problem. But if you look at UScreen though, when I say it's straight line, it's like from beginning to end, where you have dashboard, you have your back end dashboard, and they even present you with a checklist first, where, you know, with Vimeo, your first thing that you're going to be looking at when you go to your home screen here is going to be your statistics, which is fine. If you're knee deep into already selling and you're just sticking with some basics, this is probably going to be more for you, where the first thing you want to see is your numbers. But if you're just getting started, this already presents you with a checklist of, you know, did you add your videos? Did you customize your storefront? Did you connect your payments? And the Vimeo does have that sort of listed here, but it's hidden. It's very much so hidden. You have to click on it to see what your checklist is. So once you actually see your checklist, and people won't really know, even though it says getting started, just off top, maybe getting started could be somewhere over here or embedded within the menu side, so people aren't, because the first thing they're probably going to do is read from left to right, basically. All right. So even though it does from a horizontal fashion, in a linear horizontal fashion, it has videos, many people may actually overlook this getting started button, what actually says upload videos, create products, write customer agreements, and so on. But here from the get-go, just from a structural standpoint, it's already visually set, visually laid out for you the minute that you come on here. All right. So even if you didn't have this, you have it just laid out going down. Content. All right. Upload, live events, collections, categories. So you just go through the list and everything, the gamut. People, subscriptions. All right. So it's just already giving you off top what you actually need to do from a visual hierarchy standpoint. Now, don't get me wrong, though. From my experience as well, there was some things that you still kind of have to like play around with and upload content to see where that content is going to end up at on your actual theme presentation. Visually, where is this going to be placed at when I upload it on the back end? What is it going to look like on the front end? There's still a lot of that experimentation that's going to happen, and that is the thing between Vimeo and UScreen that they both share. You have to actually upload the content into a certain place to see where is it going to pop up at, where is it going to show up at when I actually go to the storefront side, when I actually go to the front of the theme that I'm actually trying to create right now. So that is something to really keep in mind as well. Next, we're going to talk about the CSS customization. All right. For a web designer, if you're hiring a web designer and developer, or even if you're doing this yourself with some HTML and CSS experience, you will find out that Vimeo OTT is limited to a text box. All right. Limited to one single text box in this theme editor. And we're going to go there right now. Let me go here and just go to edit theme on this side. All right. Now, after we mosey along, going all the way down, all the way from grandmother's house, we go to the very end of the footer links. You have here custom styles. And within those custom styles, you can see I already have some CSS already written here as we speak. But you can actually see that they limit your CSS only to a very adjustable text box to write your CSS in. And then not only that, it doesn't have the bells and whistles that a regular code editor would have in order to color code and tell you, how your code should be structured and that sort of thing. It's not a real script editor. It's just the standard text box, which I'm just like, ugh. And they don't also tell you this as well either. But if you are a DIY person and you can't afford to hire a developer, let me go ahead and give you some pointers when you're actually engaged in this. If you're doing this on Google Chrome, which is preferable if you're making your edits to your theme, you're going to have to click the three dots in the corner, click on more tools, developer tools. All right. And you're going to have to pull up the console box, the elements box, I'm sorry. and click the arrow to kind of see what the actual CSS is. Let me move this. I'm gonna move this up some here, and you can see the CSS is down here that you need to, if you want to make changes that's not available here in the menu side, you're gonna have to click the element to actually see what you need to do in order to make those changes. All right, and some of these you can actually read, and it kind of is self-explanatory, even if you don't have experience with CSS. But here's where the developer is going to come in with writing CSS is the placement of the code, how it's supposed to be structured, what can actually change that isn't obvious to the naked eye. Naked eye being you not having any, sort of front-end HTML, CSS coding experience. So that would also be kind of a detriment, but at least CSS, you can kind of read it and be able to say, like, for example, font size. If I check the font, if I change this to like 45, all right, and just play around with it, it's going to make some changes. So some of those things are a little bit obvious, a little bit self-explanatory off the top of the head. So that's going to be it with the CSS for the Vimeo OTT side. Let's look at UScreen though. The Vimeo OTT Quick Start Guide is now $14.99. This 5-part video course will quickly help you navigate from beginning to end on how to set up your Vimeo OTT platform. It'll walk you through the uploading process, creating collections, products, customizing your theme, and much more, all under a 40-minute time frame. Now for a disclaimer. This video course will not tell you how to set up that, meaning right, your terms of service or your privacy policy. Please seek legal counsel for more information on how to set up those online documents. I've worked with LegalZoom in the past, and they're a great resource to help you do so. You can purchase through Gumroad and stream or download the content once you purchase it, whichever is best for your consumption. Either way, it will be available for you to access on Gumroad through the browser-based app or mobile app. Now, if you had a Gumroad app, you can stream it via your mobile device. There are 2 Gumroad apps that you'll see in the App Store if you're on an iOS device. One is the Library app, which is white colored background, and the other is your Dashboard app, which is green colored background. The Dashboard is for the content creator, while the Library is for the consumer. Either way, you'll be able to stream and learn about Vimeo OTT on the go or at the comfort or your chair in front of a laptop, desktop, whatever device you are using. Please leave a review on Gumroad, not for my benefit, but yours as a consumer in order for me to improve the product. Leave suggestions and comments that provide feedback on what's working and what's not. With this information, I'll be able to update the course in real time where you can access the new information at no cost to you. Thank you for your purchase. UScreen, my goodness, I was really impressed with this. Okay, going to customization. Then if we go to advanced over here and we look at the code editor, you have access to all of these files that you can go into that gives you the front end code that's written in Liquid. Now, I'm not familiar with Liquid at all. Supposedly this is a code base that's taken from another source. I can't remember what the source is, what the other platform is right now that is modeled after. Man, I'm a really like, it just says you can modify the template here using HTML, or our templates are built with Liquid, which is a simple and powerful language. So it's built with Liquid. It's something I'm going to have to learn on my own here after a while, because I want to get good at using UScreen though. But man, they have some powerful editing options here. They even just, so let me just go ahead and jump right into assets. All right. So we're here. They already give you a whole CSS page that you can make CSS edits in, which I'm gonna do tutorials on how to freak your entire theme to fit your personality and what you think your customers, what's going to appeal to your customers and the psychology of their buying purchases. We're going to talk about that. I'm gonna do some tutorials and some courses here in the future, because guys gotta make his money now. But there will be some free YouTube videos as well that I'm actually going surface in terms of talking about this to introduce you to those concepts. So, but CSS can be easily written here in a very standard CSS page, and the code is very, like, if I was to write a class name, hero, okay, and then I immediately hit the curly braces, it automatically populates. And then I could just hit value. Let me just see color, which is the font, and I can just say white. It color codes it everything for you. So UScreen definitely has a one up on Vimeo OTT in this regard. You can also write JS. So let's just take a look at this. This was going to be my next point. Okay. You can also add any extra JavaScript, any extra jQuery that you want to make certain changes. So if I wanted to not touch the Liquid theme at all, and I wanted to just insert an element in between another element on the theme without touching the actual Liquid code, I could do that using JavaScript and jQuery and some CSS. Also, I can also click and look at the actual Liquid files and look at the actual HTML and kind of understand where I can actually fit other things in, especially if I wanted to plug in another JavaScript external sheet from somewhere online, some Google font. If I actually wanted to insert Google font, I know exactly where to put it at. So that's where the front end developers knowledge about HTML and CSS is going to come in and be able to do some awesome things with these edits. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to that. And that's the thing. There is no jQuery or JavaScript additions allowed directly on the back end. Just like I just showed you right now, there is none of the, you can't, look, you only have this box here for CSS. Now, unless I'm wrong and you have to go through the APIs, I couldn't find any. I don't know if you have to build your own API or whatever the case may be in terms of how that goes. But, power your custom applications using APIs. So if you want custom applications and you can use their API, I'm saying that wrong. You can use their API in order to power applications. So I don't see anywhere else that you can actually add, because you don't have any access to their backend, to their actual pages and some other things that you do in UScreen. So everything else is just pretty much standard fare and locked behind a wall and key right now at this time, a door and key, I should say. But UScreen, they expose and they allow you full access to all the themes files that your developer can edit and make adjustments for you. Even if the developer that knows Liquid, they can add insert their own things into these themes to really customize it and really make it take ownership and make it your own for you as a client. And that's going to be super, super awesome. So I can, man, just gloat about just how much fun this is going to be, editing a UScreen theme. So, it's crazy. So that's going to be that. So jQuery and JavaScript additions allowed through a provided JS external sheet within its backend configuration. And external is in quotations because it's not typically external, because it's nested right here within its backend. It's right here. You see it under the page underneath its assets section for you to make edits. And they also have something that's called, you can do, what is it? You can do the little header inserts, that sort of thing. So I don't want to get too deep into that because I don't want to make this too technical. But yeah, those are some of the things that you actually need. So in closing of this video, because we're already at 16 minutes, who should be using UScreen and who should be using Vimeo OTT from a developer designer standpoint? What advice can I give you from my experience? Okay. Vimeo OTT, for one, is going to be good for those. Use this platform if you plan on doing everything yourself with a little help. Vimeo OTT support will be enough, and it's great for people who want something more direct without features to distract. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, UScreen provides so much for you to do, so much that is so beefy that it can actually pull you away from the core things that you actually need to focus on when it comes to just getting your platform up and running and out there for your viewers, your content people to actually see. So it's got so many options here that it's going to take some time to actually go through and actually get you started. So Vimeo OTT does maintain that simplicity where it's from A to Z to produce your stuff and get it out there, where it has you focus on you just making the content on the things that's most important for you as a Vimeo OTT creator, as a streaming creator, and that is making your content, retaining your customers, and making sure that you're getting the best content out there. So this is going to be for people who are DIY, just need a little extra help, and they're trying to get it out there on their own. So, but if you have a team, though, if you plan on really expanding and doing some big things down the line with this sort of back end, and you're looking to really, how hiring a developer, a designer, a team, just really going hard, like long run, then you're going to probably have to go with UScreen in order to make that happen, as there is options abundance in order for you to do some really phenomenal things with this. And there's more to talk about in terms of what the differences are between these videos. And shout out to Doc Williams. He's been doing an excellent job in making these comparisons between UScreen versus Vimeo OTT and that sort of thing. But I wanted to provide a more developer, designer, perspective, and just show you literally what these differences are and what types of choices you can make when deciding to choose between Vimeo OTT and UScreen. Don't ask me about the price right now, because there's some other hidden prices besides this monthly fee, like in terms of how much you're going to pay per month to just get your app out on iOS and Android, Roku, all that other stuff. So there's also some other hidden prices that you don't see that I have seen through my clients and other people I work with, that it's going to cost additional monies in order to make certain things happen. From a very surface and face value standpoint, these are going to be some of the core differences with Vimeo OTT and UScreen. That is going to be it for this video. If there's anything that was confusing or anything you want me to explain more of, or want me something you want me to dive deeper into, just let me know. Leave a comment below, and I would love to have that discussion and make more of these exposés for you. All right, thanks again for watching Dljworks. God bless y'all. I'll see you in the next video.